Sound, Karma, Music, Podcast. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Welcome to Sound Karma Song Spotlight episode 38, brought to you by one big web design firm based in Nashville and serving clients around the world, building and marketing affordable websites for everyone from small businesses to corporations to artists, bands, singers, and songwriters. Music inspires them. Let them create a website for you. For a free quote, visit onebigwebdesign.com. I'm your host, Big Zach. This is all about showcasing new music, and we're spotlighting 6 songs this week. CHIARA OLDANO is a pop singer whose voice will blow you away. RAHEEM DeVAUHN is an R&B singer, also known as the Love King of R&B. ELLIS REDON is an alt-rock artist who's a bit of a musical chameleon. Katie Rush is a songwriter who has experienced her share of tragedy. Valencia James is a pop singer who drew inspiration from a house fire. And we have a bonus track from ROFO Audio, a rock trio from outside Philly. All right, let's get to it. CHIARA OLDANO is an incredible pop singer-songwriter. She's only in her early 20s, but her voice has the maturity of someone who has lived a million lifetimes. She has the sensitivity combined with the power of a veteran entertainer like Celine Dion. Her voice is angelic and full of forgiveness. It has soul and understanding. CHIARA has the kind of vocal talent that has so much depth, you'll feel like you're listening to an entire choir. But in reality, it's just her. It's fascinating. And yes, there is a literal choir backing her on this track, but her voice alone achieves the same intensity on its own. When you hear her sing, you'll be amazed at how precisely she hits every note. She's on target every time. It's not just luck either. She spent 15 years honing her craft and developing her vocal technique in opera, gospel, and soul. When someone is 100% dedicated and focused on developing their skills and knowledge on a certain subject, it shows. CHIARA was so committed to being the best she could, she eventually enrolled in a summer program at Berklee College of Music in Boston. Her new EP, Fluorescently, has a running theme through the collection. It's meant to inspire people to look inside themselves, to find that inner strength to achieve their goals and overcome whatever obstacles life throws at them. This track was just released at the end of April. It is available for download now. This is CHIARA OLDANO with Nothing to Hide.
Where will we be looking? What will we have found? And if we could go back, what would you change? And what would you keep before the moment we're still here? Nothing to hide, nothing to hate, nothing to wear.
RAHEEM DeVAUHN is an incredible R&B soul singer known to many as the Love King of R&B. As soon as you hear his voice, you'll see why. Women melt when they hear his music. Women want him, men want to be him. Part of what makes his music so appealing to so many people is his relatability. He truly is the guy next door. He's consistently faithful to his style. He doesn't flip and flop and try to please everyone. He knows what his fans want, and he gives it to them. His music remains authentic to his purpose. He says, quote, "I wanted to make something geared towards the millennials, but also to bridge the gap with my obvious demographic. I notice when people come to my live performances, it's a very interesting audience." The Love King is not one of these artists who just cranks out songs because he has to or because he can. He has a lot to say. In fact, he says he already has enough music for the next 10 years. Since his debut in 2005, RAHEEM has been changing the music scene. He's won a ton of industry awards, including 2 Grammy nominations, Billboard honors, and BET accolades. He's also expanded his musical influence by scoring his first film. This song was just released a couple weeks ago, and it is available for download now. This is RAHEEM DeVAUHN with Just Right.
You are just right, just right, just right, just right. You're so perfectly perfect. Love you is worth it. Just right, just right, just right, just right, just right, just right. Loving you is a testimony. You put something on me.
Ellis Redon is an alternative multi-instrumentalist from San Antonio. Some artists take a few years to find their style. Other artists change their style intentionally from album to album. His first album had more of a synth pop sound laced with drum machines. In fact, the first album had little to no guitar at all. In contrast, the latest album is virtually the opposite. Black Hole has more of a gritty guitar sound interwoven with heavier drums and bass lines. Some say it has a 90s grunge-like feel to it. Whichever approach he takes, he can pull it off with conviction. You might say he's a musical chameleon. They spent about 2 years creating this album, and the wait was well worth it. This track was just released in mid-April, and it is available for download now. This is Ellis Redon with Black Hole. Rush is a super cool 80s pop meets 90s groove artist. No, that's not an official genre. We just made that up. Her music has the best of both decades. The way they created this album is an interesting story. It wasn't even supposed to be a full album. But in 2014, they were in an apartment studio wrapping up their Law of Attraction EP. They were writing more songs that they intended to go on another EP. But they were writing too much. Writing too much, by the way, is not something that any songwriter has ever said. But when a songwriter is on a creative roll like that, you never push the brakes. They ended up writing and recording 4 songs for their follow-up EP. Then, as they say, life got in the way. On top of that, one of her songwriting partners moved to LA. To make a long story short, after a while, Katie got things back on track and decided that she needed to move to LA to finish the record. They finally reunited and wrote 6 more songs, which is how they expanded from a short EP to a full-length album. Katie experienced some tragedies along the way, which delayed the release of the album for a bit. But those tragedies also shot her into another songwriting frenzy. It brought her inspiration. It could be partly because many songwriters believe that writing is a form of therapy. That's oftentimes when the best songs are written. This album, called Stage Life, was just released in April. However, she's already working on her next album, which should be out within a year. This song is on the Stage Life album and is available for download now. This is Katie Rush with Together.
Yes, you told me all along she'd be right behind. I will all forget when we're together. Together. We know I'm the one who does it better. Together. Give me your secrets and tell me I'm beautiful. Only I wear the crown where I will kiss the ground. I need you now, without your other baby.
Valencia James is a fiery pop artist originally from New York but calls Sydney, Australia home. Her voice is full of attitude, compassion, vulnerability, and strength. She doesn't just write pop songs, she creates pop anthems. Many people think pop music is mostly fluff, content-wise, but her songs are inspired by real-life events, and not always happy ones. In fact, this track is about her family's home being burned to the ground during the infamous Waldo Canyon fire in Colorado Springs, Colorado. There's certainly no fluff about that. It was a tragic event. Not only did the family lose their home, but they also lost all the pictures and videos from her childhood. They lost the important things, the sentimental things, the things that can't be replaced. Such a traumatic experience would break many people. It would change their entire outlook on life, oftentimes converting normally happy people to a more dark, dismal, and defeated outlook on life. But not Valencia. She used the experience to ignite a passion inside, to inspire people and lift them up. It's sometimes said that from the literal ashes of this tragedy came inspiration for flames. Kind of ironic. She says the song, quote, also represents how easily a relationship can be destroyed through words and actions. Anyone that has ever had relationship difficulties or been hurt because of words or actions can probably relate to this song. It was written to be an anthem. It explores the idea of taking responsibility for your words and actions. It also reminds us that difficult times are temporary and they will pass. That's a lot to pack into one song. This track was just released and it is available for download now. This is Valencia James with Flames.
Why you gotta go and play with flames? Strike that match, feel no shame. Why you gotta go and play with flames? Play with flames, play with flames. Tell me how you feel when you watch us burn, inside out to ash and bone. Why you gotta go and play with flames? Play with flames. You paint confession in self-protection. There's not a word that you can say to veil the truth.
And finally, we have a bonus track from ROFO Audio. They're a rock trio from just outside Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. They've been together since 2014. Every track on their latest album has a consistent sound. Not that every song sounds the same, because they don't, but if you like this sound, you'll love every song on the album. Many bands will find a particular sonic theme and stick with it for an entire album, afraid to go in different directions with each song. This band is consistent enough so you know what you'll get when you buy the album, but they also write with enough variety to add interest. ROFO Audio is one of those bands that has a very special, unique sound. As soon as you hear the first note, you know who it is. This is the kind of ensemble that could be a worldwide sensation. We added this track and a song called Lifelike to our Top Picks playlist on Spotify. Their new album is called In the In-Between. It was just released in February. This is ROFO Audio with Right Through Me.
And she don't know where I've been. Upside down and inside out. Back to front, there is no doubt that she believes why she sees right through me.
So there you go. That's this week's Sound Karma Song Spotlight, brought to you by One Big Web Design Firm, based in Nashville and serving clients around the world, building and marketing affordable websites for everyone from small businesses to corporations to artists, bands, singers, and songwriters. Music inspires them. Let them create a website for you. For a free quote, visit onebigwebdesign.com. If you like the show, be sure to subscribe to the Sound Karma Song Spotlight podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, and SoundCloud. If you have any suggestions for artists or songs you'd like us to highlight as a featured video, blog, or in a future podcast, let us know. Contact us through the website or email us at info@soundkarma.com. It's karma with an H. Or just DM us on Twitter, whatever you like. We think all music should be heard. Thanks for listening. I'm Big Zach, over and out.